There was no reason to get all fucking pissy. That always got me irked when Jimmy would do that to me.
I certainly would.
Well, wait a
I'd
minute.
give him a good scolding.
You mean punctual PD, Jim Norton?
Uh-huh.
If he can get here on time, he doesn't see why you.
No, I was just like, oh, thank God I'm not stuck here alone.
Okay.
And that was another thing that bugged the shit out of me. I'm fucking humping every day from Long Island.
Yeah.
And some people had a fucking giant retard pick them up every morning and drive them into work.
That's not true.
I can't be here on time? Meanwhile, literally knocking on the door. Come on. Fuck that. And then I'm the piece of shit. Get out of here.
And then coming up next, we got Stuttering John coming in. You guys are buddies, right?
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. We're great friends. What a dick.
I caught the tail end of that. I went back and there is nothing better than going back and watching a Twitter fight that's already happened because you have everything in front of you.
It's like you could binge it.
I went back. I read the tweets.
It was like a Netflix.
I tried to find his podcast. I watched your guys' videos.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I need a refresher on all of this.
He just loses his mind. He's so sensitive for somebody that fancies himself a comic.
Are you feeling his wrath?
Yeah, he said, I will feel his wrath. And I don't even know what the fuck that means.
He was getting all the comedians that he knows and all the people that are fans of his to stop doing your show altogether, right?
Right, wow.
So have you seen that in the business?
Not the fucking peep out of anybody. All of his tweets get like 2 favorites, and I honestly believe it's people that inadvertently clicked it when they were just trying to close it.
Who started that thing?
That was John. Me and Artie are busting his balls on the show. That's what we do. It's what people that are friendly and funny do to each other. And he takes it seriously. He takes the slightest little bash you give him in jest, and then turns it into just a fucking terminal insult that just destroys any. You don't even want to have him in the same room.
He says, I've always gotten along with John. There was one time on Twitter he thought I said something I didn't say, and was he all
like, you're a fucking asshole?
Well, he's mentioned something. I heard they were shitting on me, and I'm like, John, you know me. You could have just texted me. I would have just told you. He apologized, but I mean, I'm like, it didn't happen. Sometimes I think he reads things a little wrong. Like he gets, he thinks you're shitting on him. It's like, nah, dude, we're just
you bust his balls a little. He's a fucking mental patient. He's out of his fucking mind.
Have you guys talked since?
No, fuck him. I'm done with him.
You are?
Just done. He's such an asshole.
You have him back on the show?
Yeah, I might do that.
How many you and him and Stuttering John got into a fight?
Oh,
what
stupid
happened?
Stuttering John.
An argument, or
I just wanted to finish it up.
Twitter, a baby fight. I don't
know.
No real contact.
There's very many tweets. There's multiple podcasts and video podcasts. There's all kinds of stuff.
Those dumb
evidence.
Radio war
when he's
kind
tweeting
of things. No, unfortunately. So his tweets are that much more unentertaining.
Right.
At least when he's talking, he's stuttering.
Anthony said that's really the only reason he's famous at all. It's just
he got
it's
mad
funny that he stutters.
because of the stutter. Right?
Yeah.
He got mad because he was playing at the brokerage. I went down to see him at the brokerage. He plugged it on the show. With
Nice.
Myself and Artie.
That's great.
And I said, I went on Friday night, and I said it was the first time ever that I went to the brokerage and was actually able to park in that little parking lot next to the club.
Was it full?
Right next to the front door.
Yes, it was, and it wasn't the only spot. I didn't get the last spot in the postage stamp parking lot next to the brokerage.
Was it full or no?
No.
Was it tough to find a table after you got in, after you parked?
No.
So it wasn't commuters.
Oh, you were just kind of
So I was kind of busting his balls a little. And then I said, well, my buddy Vinny was down there hosting the show on Saturday night, and he said it was 2 shows, and it was packed.
Right.
So I said that. I was just fucking around with him. And then he just goes off. Fuck you. The wrath will come down on you. Your show sucks.
Oh, because you made fun of his...
Suck. Yeah.
Because you got a parking spot.
And then did you apologize and just chalk it up to a misunderstanding?
No.
You didn't.
Why would I do that?
Just left it open.
No.
Keep it going.
I then, because he went nuclear on me and Artie.
Yes.
And then I went nuclear on him and talked about his lack of fathering skills. perhaps. What else are you going to do?
That escalated quickly.
It really did.
Started over a parking spot.
Yeah, it was just over a park.
Yeah, just the fact that there was one. Not even you guys fighting over one spot.
No, it was.
And then he's a bad father by the end of it.
Yeah, why the father thing? What did he do?
Because he's got kids. That's what you do. It doesn't matter. He could be the best dad in the world. It didn't matter at that point. You got to hit him,
Because if I remember correctly, I believe that he started hitting you guys by saying that your show is very racist.
Yeah, that's what
and
he
that
said.
if people listen to the show, then they are supporting racists.
It's so ridiculous. Artie Lang and myself do a great show. It's not racial.
And
it's not anything.
He did
If
bring
he
up
was
your.
opposed, he could just take a knee.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's true.
He did bring up.
You
Your,
could
guys
just
play
take
the national anthem at the beginning
every
of the show,
day.
right? Yeah.
At the beginning of every show, we play the national anthem, and yes, he could take a knee.
Yeah. Sometimes if you don't like something, just don't listen to it. That's my take.
Wow,
that really is great.
That's a controversial stance.
Thanks. Yeah. No, I just wanted to show people that I'm in it. I'm in it deep.
He did bring up some of your
Pretty smart though.
previous legal problems too.
Oh
Before
yeah,
the
yeah,
father
yeah.
thing. I think that's
I only have one previous legal problem.
is a biggie though.
2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big
Yeah.
I pled that down to nothing.
Right. In the beginning, though, a lot of
good.
people just remember the first part.
I know, right?
That sucks, right?
That's all they do.
Yeah. Just
when
there's a perp walk, that's
all.
that's the part that
It's
people
the
like to
worst
remember.
part.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you guys don't make up. I mean, it happens. People argue.
I don't know.
Stuttering John on his Twitter said Anthony Cumia will be getting sued, and then an ellipses, and then he said by me. So
Ellipses.
We'll
Yeah,
soon
well
get
said.
sued.
Thanks,
Like there's nothing.
And then-
Does he know what being a public figure means?
What's
But
he
that
going to
was-
sue you for?
And what's he going to sue me for?
I know.
2 weeks ago.
And people who pay for subscriptions, I can understand.
Yeah, what's he going to sue me for?
Well, that was 2 weeks ago.
Crazy.
Have you been served with a
I have
summons?
not been. Oh, you've been served.
Yeah, I
I've
was
not
wondering what
been
started it because I kind of saw some of the results. I'm like, it was a back and forth. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it's
It was the
ridiculous.
parking. Okay, the parking lot.
He looks pretty angry.
He does, right?
He's got his arms
Wow.
folded there.
It went very nuclear very quickly.
I might have made a total of this whole thing, a couple of weeks now, of 5 tweets, 6 tweets about him. Mm-hmm. He's tweeted hundreds of tweets.
a great many tweets.
Like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he blocks everybody, and he blocked me, so I can't even read the tweets threatening to sue me. So
Why is he so mad at you? I mean, just for saying he's a bad dad?
He's already told me, he goes, look, John is fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And he goes, when you bust his balls, he'll come back. Like with Artie, Artie busted his balls about something. Oh, that he looks like El Chapo.
That's funny.
So he looked like El Chapo, and he was calling him Stuttering Juan, which is really funny. And John goes, really? Well, your father fell off a roof and got paralyzed.
I think that's actually a great comeback. That's hilarious.
That's really funny. But like that's what there's no joke to it. He just throws something at you that's
oh wow.
Is
Actually,
that true
really
about
bad.
Artie's dad? He fell off a roof
Yeah.
and got paralyzed?
Yeah.
Yes, got.
he caught
He
paralysis.
picked it up.
Yeah. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe he'll get over it at some point.
It looks like Stuttering John has figured it out. It says that Anthony seems to be obsessed with Stuttering John.
Obsessed with
Maybe because John is the most interesting thing that has ever happened on Anthony's show. Ask the fans. Ask Keith. They all know. That's why he goes on everyone else's show to talk about me.
Let me
That's
tell
why he
you-
brings me up to every guest on his show.
Well, in fairness, I did ask because I was just curious as to what happened.
Yeah.
Anthony asked you to bring it up, though, in the break.
Can I, off the top of my head, yeah, right? Could I, off the top of my head, bring up something that it was more interesting than John on the show?
Okay.
One time, the cord fell out of the microphone. I plugged it back in. There. That right there. Just off the top of my head, more interesting than John.
Wow, okay.
On the show. And it didn't drink all my beer, which John tends to do during the show.
He does.
Drink your beer.
Oh, drinks all the beer in the fridge. One time he came in, he wanted to use the studio to tape one of his podcasts in New York. I was like, sure, go ahead. And then
You didn't
Keith
charge
goes,
him?
no.
Wow.
But Keith goes, look, the staff is going to run the thing for you, so if you could take care of them, that'd be fine. He comes in, drinks all the beer in the fridge, leaves the bottles laying around on the floor in the studio, and doesn't give a dime to the staff and leaves.
Oh.
And then he's bitching about when Keith said, "Well, you didn't give the guys any money," and John's like, "Oh, I need the guy a tip." What is it now? I got to tip people? It's not a tip. It's fucking, a
These guys came in to
decent
help
guy.
you out.
Well, if you're paying somebody for their time sometimes, yeah. Like, do you think I want to pay Rob to come over to my house?
No.
Yes.
Help my orbit? No.
John is a cheap
Of course.
fuck.
Of course you want to pay Rob to come. The same reason you want to pay all the girls that come over to your house.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Yes, you want to pay them.
That is true.
Yeah, he's just a cheap. But enough about John. Please.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Ben
Let's
Bailey
talk about
here.
the cord.
Yeah.
I asked that of
Tell us what happened
curiosity.
with
that's
that
all.
cord again.
We got the wonderful Ben Bailey here.